The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Dave in Portland, Oregon. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Well, thanks, Tom. I've got my wife, Jan, on the phone. She's been a nurse for 46 years. And
hi, Jan. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Tom.
Good.
We think you're great.
I appreciate it. Growling and prowling with us out here.
You have the courage to stand up and put your neck out and say, hey, this is the way it should be, and not very many people do.
Thanks, man.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Create new agreements based on respect and love. Take the responsibility to make new agreements with those you love. If an agreement doesn't work, change the agreement and create a new one. Use your imagination to explore all the possibilities. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 66, NASDAQ up 38, S&P's up 19, gold contract up $4.10, trading at $1,374 an ounce. Silver up 12 cents at $23.08. Platinum up 25 bucks at $1,541 an ounce. Copper up 3 pennies at $3.33 a pound. Light sweet crude up $1.21, trading at $105.06. Bonds down 3 ticks at $130.26. King dollar up 282 ticks at 81.50. The euro at 133.63, and the yen is out there up a point at 98.69. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You got a cash S&P, you're up 14 bucks. You came down off that high of 1709 on the cash S&P. You broke a swing yesterday with volume, folks. We did 560 million today in the NYSE versus that 657 on the way down. You're trading out here at the 1656. You hit 1659. You know, we'll see whether it can get up. It looks, yeah, no, that's going to be it. Why that's going to be it? So check this out. 1658.59 is the number, and that's where we went into that downdraft. Bottom line, can't handle it. I suspect we have Friday. She can go into that high once again, meaning the 1659.55. You'll see it with a contracted volume one more time. Now, that's on the NYSE. We go to the Dow. That was on the S&P. We go to the Dow Industrials. What do you have with the Dow? She couldn't get out of her way. Big time, too. Dow right now up 66 bucks. 14,964. The composite. Okay, so we had out here in the NASDAQ today. The NASDAQ was shut down for 3 hours. Big problems. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk about the market first. So, composite is up 38 bucks. Now, with the NASDAQ being shut down, no doubt we have no volume. We are at 36.38 right now. Now, what that 36.38 does say is that it very well could go close this whole gap. It's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes out. Why? Because the 36.68 is where we came down from. Now, the NASDAQ did 910 million shares. You could get into the correlation that the NASDAQ was closed for 3 hours, and that, you know, very well could have turned into about 1.6 billion. Bottom line is that we'll see where that NASDAQ shakes out tomorrow. Okay. Bonds. This is a big one, folks. Bond market today, rejected lower price, had lighter volume, stayed inside the range. We did, on a 30-year, what you had out here is that we did 376,000 contracts. We got as low as 129.28, and you're at 130.22. That's telling me bonds want to go higher. That's the 30-year. We go over to the 10-year. We take a look at TYU3. TYU3. We take a look at the 10-year. What we have with the 10-year, she is at 124.09, and she has to get to 124.11. She's 2 ticks away from it. What the 20-year did do, though, the 20-year plus went into the positive territory. What I mean by that, if we go look at the TLT, the TLT, which is a 20-year plus bond fund, that opened at 102.46, got as low as 102.24, and then closed at 103.17. Okay, so NASDAQ, what we had out here today. So this is what you have, by the way, folks, is this. You have an ABC structure on the way down, a confirmed ABC structure. S&Ps yesterday took out the B. Well, this is in the S&Ps and the Dow Industrials. Let's see, the NASDAQ too. I think it's in all three of them. No, it wasn't in the NASDAQ. It was in the S&P and the Dow Industrials. Both of those indices took out the B point, took it out with volume. You bounced out here today with the S&Ps, Dow. You bounced on lighter volume. Bottom line, you're going to see this market go right back downtown. Dollar index. We take a look at the dollar index. What we have with the dollar index is this. Dollar index DXU3. Dollar index out here, she got to a price point today of 81.95, 34,000 contracts. Now, this is a trip because what we had is this. You had the expansion of volume, you had the expansion of price, and it didn't hold price. You know, we were talking about yesterday that if it could get that, bottom line, that would break the whole downtrend. Now bottom line, yeah, it has to go up to the 81.95 again. It got there today, but it didn't close there. After the close out here, ADSK, Autodesk closed at, let's see what she's got. She closed today at $36. She's trading at $33 right now. Number-wise on Autodesk, let's see what they did. Okay, so the revenue was $562 million. The earnings per share were 27 cents. And the third quarter, man, this is pretty heavy. So check this out, folks. Not the second quarter that got them. It's how they look forward. The estimate for the next quarter was 50 cents. They only see 36 to 40 cents. That's the bottom line estimate. Top line estimate, gross revenue, they had an estimate of 581. They see 540 to 555. So that baby's down $3 right now. Oh, this baby's in trouble anyway. So she's going to be hammering the bottom out here. Yeah, big time. She's going to be hammering that bottom. We go take a look at Pandora. Pandora, of course, Pandora was a great service, no doubt about that, but I think she's got a few problems. Pandora closed at $21. She's trading out at $19.35 right now, and she's going to come back to the last time she had any volume. Let's see what the numbers are in Pandora. So, let's see. Listener hours are up 18%. Their revenue, they see the year-end revenue from $640 to $655 million. Their second quarter sales were up 55%, and the estimate out there was 8 cents, and they're only going to do 3 to 6. So that's a problem. ARO, we take a look at ARO. ARO, there she is. Okay, she closed at $10.98, and she's off 10%. She's at $10 right now, and oh man, this is a mess anyway. This stock is down from $17. She's hammering. Oh, she's going to break out all lows. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at this for a second. Oh yeah, this is pretty intense. So what you have is this ARO, which is a clothing retailer. She's going after a 2007 lows right now. 877-927-6648. Let's take a look at okay, so let's talk about the NASDAQ for a second. So this is what we had out here today, folks. The NASDAQ Stock Exchange closed for 3 hours. Now, what was unusual on this close had to do with, if you've been listening to the press, it's amazing inside the press. They're great, I'm sure, English majors and great writers and all of that, but they don't understand how technically the market even works. You could hear them speaking today, which is just amazing. So let me talk about the structure for a second. The NASDAQ, folks, okay, just because the NASDAQ went down, the NASDAQ stocks could have traded. The NASDAQ stocks are traded everywhere. There's so many exchanges that trade them. And what I'm talking about, whether you had an account with Thinkorswim, Schwab, Fidelity, they all have all those platforms. They don't have to trade on the NASDAQ. Okay? So, what does that mean? Well, that means, folks, that there was something else that was a problem inside the exchanges, not just the NASDAQ. Now, what it may have been, and NASDAQ probably, they bullied the SEC to do a regulatory close, because this is what it could have been. The NASDAQ owns the Philadelphia Option Exchange. And if that option exchange only gets their quotes from the NASDAQ main servers, then that could be a huge problem for the Philadelphia Option Exchange, and they would probably just try to move and say, okay, I don't want to have to say I got to close the option exchange plus the NASDAQ also. Bottom line, I suspect by tomorrow morning we'll find out what exactly what went on there. But don't think for a second that you have to trade NASDAQ stocks just at the NASDAQ. That's why, years ago when the SOS system started, which was in 95, okay, that's when you only could do it on NASDAQ. By 98, folks, okay, there were 2 or 3 other exchanges you could trade on. Now there's like 14 different exchanges. But there's 4 or 5 that are huge that all the large broker-dealers have. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. The Dow finished up 66. NASDAQ up 38. S&P's up 18. We're going to be right back.
Andy Hecht, the host of the Commodities Hour, recently launched his newsletter service, the Technomental Commodity Report, and only 6 weeks in, Andy has already recorded a triple-digit winner. Andy advised his subscribers to purchase a long-term call option at 46 cents on July 11th, and then sent out a special update Friday, August 16th, advising his subscribers to close that position at $1.40. That's a 204% profit in just 5 weeks. The Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht is released each Thursday morning, and right now you can get a month-long free trial to this subscription while locking in the low introductory rate of only $39 a month. Andy Hecht has been a commodities trader for over 3 decades. Let his experience work for you. Sign up for your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report today at TFNN.com.